All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at StopThePirates.blogspot.com. It's December 6th, 2015, Sunday morning, and I just kind of want to retouch on some things people get confused on, because the most important thing to realize is that there is no money to pay anything with. The money was taken out of circulation, all the gold and silver, and replaced with what's called Federal Reserve notes, which is a debt instrument. It's money borrowed into existence. And you and I are the fiduciaries on the accounts, these trust accounts set up at your birth. See, what the government did, the Fed, is when you're born, they set up a trust and a bond that says this person's going to pay in a certain amount to the IRS over their lifetime. And they issue bonds and they sell them on the capital markets. So, but the trust, if you still have a checking account, or the account on your check, on the bottom, the account number, along with the routing number, the account number doesn't go to like Wells Fargo or Bank of America. It goes to one of the 12 Federal Reserve banks. Now, the Bank of America or the Wells Fargo is just the intermediary, and unfortunately, they have a monopoly on negotiable instruments, which is anytime you sign like a note to buy a house or a car or anything like that, those are negotiable instruments, and those also can be sold on the capital market because they're going to get payments over time, just like anything else. So, but my point is, if you do still use checks, and not too many people do, but the signature line on the check, it'll say MP right next on the right side of it, and if you get a microscope and look at it up close, it'll say authorized representative, to an account and routing number at one of the Federal Reserve banks. So you're the authorized representative for that account. And anytime you sign your name, that's how the Federal Reserve notes are put out into the public that we have in our pockets. I don't have any right here with me, but so that's why we talk about accepted for value. There's no money to pay anything with anyway. We're the authorized representative on the account, so shouldn't we just be able to sign it? Now, what a lot of people get into, and I get a lot of people pissed off, unfortunately, they want you to do everything for them. And unfortunately, I'm not in a position to do that. I've tried to do that in the past. I've tried to help people with foreclosures in other states, and it just gets too bogged down. It's too mind-numbing. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they won't do their own homework, and because ultimately it's your responsibility to know this stuff. And if you are going to try into these technologies or processes, you're the one that's ultimately responsible, not me. And if I put together some paperwork for you and you file it into some kind of state agency or something, and you don't know what you just filed, you could get your ass in a lot of trouble. So you have to be the one that's ultimately, if someone knocks on your door and says, "What's this?" to say, "Oh, you have to explain what it is and why you're doing it." And because if you don't, you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. A lot of people think it's all fun and games until they get a letter from the IRS going, and they get really scared and they run and hide. But the truth of the matter is that there's a lot of scare tactics out there and things like that. But just realize it's all commerce, it's all acceptance, it's all honor, and it's really actually easy to manipulate this commercial game and maritime admiralty law and things like this. So don't be afraid to try it, but know what you're doing, ultimately. I have people going, "Oh, blah, 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 my foreclosure, my foreclosure." I'm telling you, dispute the debt, always. That's the first thing you want to do. And then there's other things you can do, too. We put together a property protection package. And it's all in the information that I have on my blog, so I can't do everything for everyone. And I know there's people frustrated out there, but I bet, people that think they're going to pay me $65 and all their troubles are going to go away. It's taken me 10 years to get to this point where I feel comfortable in doing what I'm doing. And I'm not just going to blurt it out to you what I feel your remedy should be. Because if I do that, you're not going to understand why that it is what it is, and it's going to get confusing for you. So the best thing people can do is turn off the TV. And I get emails from people telling me today, "Fuck you, man, you're not helping me out." But I bet this person watches 4 to 5 hours of television every night and doesn't sit down and do their own homework and figure out and try to understand things. And people emailing me over a $200 judgment. I mean, come on. You fucking pay it. I don't know. It's... But... So, I mean, that has to be the understanding, is that when you get like a... What they call a company sends you a bill, they call a bill. It's not a bill, it's a statement. Because there would be a negative number if you owed them something. They're sending you this presentment because you're the authorized representative on the account at the Federal Reserve Bank. They want your signature to sign it so they can take it to them and get reimbursed. But they're going to trick you and double bill you and see if you're dumb enough to do it, to send them the Federal Reserve notes or the money orders or the checks. Your credit's going to get fucked up if you do this. But there's ways around that too. Okay? And it's so easy. You just have to take time and sit down and figure it out for yourself. I don't see why anybody out there is in trouble with foreclosure or anything like that. Or bills or statements or... So just... That's it. I mean, it's frustrating for me. But, you know, and then ultimately, I don't have all the answers, and it's very difficult to help people that live in other states over the phone. There's a disconnect there. The bad phone lines, you know, your computer's weird, or, you know, you don't have fucking Microsoft Word or something, you know, and you can't open a PDF file. I mean, I've talked to some real fucking morons out there. I mean, I hate to say it, but... And it's frustrating. I get really, really frustrated. I just want to hang up the phone. So that's why I don't even do it anymore. I used to sit down and try and help people. And now I just figured out that, hey, you have to do it yourself. And, you know, don't blame me, you know, because you've done nothing for the last 4 or 5 years, and now you have a sale date on your house. And you expect to come to me and I'm going to fix it, because I can't. And I won't. And it's up to you. You need to take responsibility to fix your own shit. Anyway, go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Thanks.